Range anxiety is always going to be a thing for EVs until we have a better charging network and just insane amounts of range and quick charging capabilities. But until then, EVs can still make an amazing primary vehicle. And I think the new Mini Cooper and Mini Countryman can be those amazing city vehicles, 95% of your daily needs, and then you have a secondary car to do the out-of-town traveling. I think the new Mini Cooper is going to be a home run for a lot of people out there who want an EV, but also have a gas car or a hybrid vehicle in the bullpen. You betcha. I got a spreadsheet for you guys. We'll go over the range and power and battery, all that good stuff when it comes to electric vehicles. But I wanted to go over the design of the Cooper as well as the Countryman today because it is a bit controversial, especially with the Cooper. So let's pull up the Cooper first. Look how much wider this guy is here, the brand new one. Obviously, the first generation of eons past is absolutely tiny, and the Mini just gets bigger every single generation, it seems. I saw one just like this in the parking lot of Walmart yesterday. And, you know, the front end is Mini. There's no mistaking it as anything else. I just don't like the largemouth bass situation that we have going on here. And on the S model, we no longer have the hood scoop. I know that's because of aerodynamics and we don't need to feed a turbocharged powertrain or anything like that. But yeah, I just wish they slimmed this down. Maybe went back more to the second and third generations, because those, in my opinion, were the best looking, had the best proportions. And now if I didn't like the front that much, the back is even worse. I think the fourth generation had quite attractive rear taillights. I kind of like the bubbliness of them. And then we go to these, like, I don't know, almost like bow tie, really tight, pushed to the edge, and they're kind of like these triangular pieces here. And we have a bar that goes all the way across on the back, which we've never seen on a Cooper liftback before. So let me know what you guys think of the design. I think the side profile is stunning, and that's the best part of it. There's the Countryman next to it, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But looks super cute right there. Gotta love the 3-door. Perfect for cities. Is this like a deflated volleyball or something? What is with these weird knots? Okay, on the inside of the Mini Cooper, it's very cute, very unique. Circles are the continuing theme here. Circular LCD display with all of your information here. I'm actually would be really interested in testing this out to see how it works with the nav in the center. How does it work with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, that sort of stuff. The mini steering wheel looks pretty cute. I like the design here at the very bottom of it. We have, which looks to be pretty basic door panels here, at least in terms of materials, but I do like the design of them. I like the dash. I like the head-up display. Notice there's no screen behind here because it's projecting information on to the windshield. I wouldn't be surprised on the base models you don't get a head-up display and you just go to the Tesla route and only having a center screen display to let you know how fast you're going. The volume knob is over here on the right-hand side. So hopefully that, being a small car shouldn't be hard to reach to the right-hand side here. You also have a 360, your parking sensors, I should say, and your parking cameras here. It looks like different driving modes right here. Your P for park, and then you push this switch up to go into reverse and down for drive. Different ambient lighting that occurs with the different driving modes or experiences. So this is something unique right here. Look at this old school font that we have. It's like looking at an old clock or something. I think it's quite charming, and that's exactly what I want to see. And hopefully in the future, you'll be able to download new themes for your vehicle. What do you think about that? And look at this ambient lighting that changes on the dash with the screen. Look at the pattern. Look at that. It goes from these big blocks to this kind of scattered display here. I think it's really cool. Definitely something I haven't seen before, and I think Mini's taking it to the next level with creativity, and it's actually the ambient lighting goes behind the steering wheel as well. So I'm a big fan of look how aggressive this sporty mode is. I'm liking it. Look at the panoramic roof with oh my gosh, with the LED lights going through the panel roof. That's pretty sweet as well. And they sync up with the drive modes. Holy cow, I'm quite impressed with the attention to detail there and the amount of thought going into those driving modes. So let's go ahead and get into the Countryman. Now, keep in mind, the Countryman will keep internal combustion engine options. For the America, it'll probably be a small 1.3 turbo. It's tiny. And for Europe, you'll also have diesel options. But I like the Countryman's design, absolutely. No, it's not quite as handsome as the first generation, which just looked like an oversized Cooper. The second generation got a little bit more aggressive with the headlights and the front bumper. And then this newest generation, in my opinion, with kind of like the front skid plate, it's almost getting a little bit of ruggedness to it now. And this actually has a lower coefficient of drag than the new Cooper. It has a 0.26 for the Countryman and a 0.28, I believe, for the Cooper. I like the front end a lot more on this vehicle than the new Cooper as well. If we look at the back, yeah, I think it looks a lot better than the Cooper's rear end with that strange bar that goes across and everything. So, and the side profile isn't quite as strong as the Cooper's side profile, because on this all-4 model, they have this weird little chunky piece that comes down from the roofline that I feel like would be a cleaner side profile view that we have on the first generation and second generation if they got rid of that. But I do like the wheel designs here over the wheel designs that we saw on the Cooper model. I really like the interior just like in the Cooper, and we have a similar setup. Now the vents are more vertically oriented instead of the horizontal orientation in the Cooper. But what we have here is very similar. We have the same little instrument panel down here for radio control, drive control. The screen is exactly the same. The steering wheel looks to be exactly the same. The door panels has a better detail and better, I feel like, design and cohesiveness, because if we look from the side, and look, we have the same customizable lights, but it's a little bit different pattern because because the dash has a different design to it compared to the Mini Cooper. But I think it's really cool. And I like this interior. I like how we have these contrasting colors, kind of like this aqua green or bluish on the dash and on half of the door. And then it gradients into this orangish tan that flows into the seats. I'm a big fan of this interior. I like the uniqueness, the color combinations. The back seats look awesome with those little mini tags on it as well. And this would be a better family vehicle if you're carting kids around in town. Obviously, you have extra doors on here. You still have a panel roof. Yeah, you're going to have probably more headroom in here as well. Notice a little couple USB-Cs here. Not sure what this little, oh, that's the 12-volt cap. Okay. But yeah, look at that gradient going from the blue to the orangish tan. Looks awesome. Look at the detail they even put onto the vents. The crisscrossing knurling here, and then this additional rubber piece that allows you to grip it as well. Love the detail here. Even the Harman Kardon speaker grill flows with the design of the dots that they have going on the top of the dash here, and the dotted pattern gradient on the door. And you notice those crisscrossing knurlings that we had on the vents? They have it here for the little cycling interface that is probably going to cycle and interact with your head-up display. This looks like your CCS2 charging port, I believe, that we don't have in America. We'll go over charging here in a little bit. But yeah, very impressed, not only with the Cooper, but also the Countryman. The Countryman more than likely be better fit for my city vehicle here in and around town to take the kids to school, things like that. It'd be great to also fold down the seats, and I can put a lot of stuff in here as well if I need to go to the stores. If you guys have made it this far and haven't hit the like button, I appreciate that. And let's dive into the new Mini Cooper electric as well as Countryman electric models. They're not the world's quickest. They're not the world's fastest charging. They're not the world's longest running. They don't have that great of range. But they are, and if they're priced right, they could be an amazing city car. Absolutely. Just like the current Mini Cooper is, with it's like 115 miles of range or something like that, electric Mini Cooper. This is going to be a lot better. All right, so the new Mini Cooper, the base E model, has 184 horsepower and 214 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 62 miles an hour in 7.3 seconds. Small 40 kilowatt hour battery. 165 miles. So you get about 50 more miles compared to the outgoing electric Cooper. And for such a small vehicle, 184 horsepower, like 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds is plenty quick for a city car. All right, starting price, my guess is around $30,000. It could be more with this new generation. Might start at 35. All these could be bumped up by a lot more money, but this is just a quick jot down of estimation of price. Now, as we get to charging, you might be saying, Kirk, it only charges at 75 kilowatts. It's a city car. And if you're not charging it at home, then there's no point of having an electric vehicle, in my opinion, regardless of like your charging rates, AC or DC. If you have to be able to charge these things at home, in my opinion, to make the biggest benefit. Otherwise, you're paying triple the energy prices on a quick charger and also wasting a lot of time out of your life going to quick chargers. If you don't need to, or if you're just driving around town, you should never be going to a quick charger. Level 2 is pretty impressive here at 11 kilowatts. I only charge them with a level 2 at about 3.5 kilowatts. Even the level 2 I have would be enough to top off this battery pretty quick because it's so small. You can charge these small batteries with their mild DC kilowatt charging rates in about 30 minutes from 10 to 80%, which is pretty good. So we go up to 218 horsepower on the SE model and 243 pound-feet of torque. With the larger battery pack that we have here, we get about 14 more kilowatt hours. The extra power doesn't really make this vehicle accelerate that much faster. You're only about a half second faster to 60 miles an hour. So you're in the mid 6s to 60. Still quick for in town. So you go from 165 miles to 218 miles of range. If this only costs $5,000 more, it might be worth the upgrade. If it costs more than $5,000 more than this entry level model, it might not be worth it, because how I see these models are absolutely city cars. Now, Countryman E, going to the bigger model here with 4 doors. We have entry of 204 horsepower, and interestingly, a very small amount of torque here, because we have 184 pound-feet of torque, which compared to the entry-level Cooper, it's actually less torque. So 0 to 62 miles an hour is 8.6 seconds. It's not fast. I mean, that's average, I would say, with internal combustion engine cars. So that's kind of disappointing. I'd like this to be closer to about 7 seconds, but you'll have that option and then some on the all-wheel drive model. So 64 kilowatt hour battery, I believe, for both of these trims. EPA is about 240 miles on the Countryman E and about 225 on the all-wheel drive model. Starting price, it's hard to say. I'm guessing around $40,000 with the all-wheel drive starting around $45,000. These things can charge a little bit higher rates. DC fast charging 130 kilowatts and AC fast charging level 2 at 22 kilowatts, which is really, really quick. Speaking of quick, the SE All-4 Countryman has 313 horsepower and a massive 364 pound-feet of torque. So 0 to 60 here is by far the quickest of the vehicles on the list. It will be the most expensive too, at 5.6 seconds to 62 miles an hour, 100 kilometers per hour. The new electric Cooper and Countryman, like I said, amazing city cars in and around town. I think it actually worked perfect for me. Because what do I use my non-family car for? Well, that's my Prius. And I mainly use it to take me to the airport. And I mainly use it at times to take kids to school. That's all in and around town. That's all within like a 30, 40 mile radius. And so at the most, at any given time, I'm probably driving 80 miles a day. And then for my other car, it's my minivans, my gas minivan, which can take us across the entire United States with quick fill-ups and incredible cargo capacity. I love the idea of these vehicles. I'll see you guys down below. I don't think I've ever made a video on this channel about a Mini. Actually, I think I reviewed a Mini once when I was selling cars. If you want to go way back on my video channel, look up my review of, I think it was a 6-speed manual Cooper S, and I had a hell of a time with that car. It was so much fun to drive, and I've always been a big fan of the cutesy designs of the Cooper models. So it is a little bit sad that, you know, the internal combustion engine's gone, but I think now the Cooper can really make more sense as an electric vehicle and hit a lot more people potentially for its designated market. So I'll see you guys down below. Are you more interested in the Cooper now than you have been in the past? Let me know. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves and peace.